Trump shines as host and planner of the first state dinner of the Trump presidency, but all the buzz is about the First Lady's fashion and, of course, her hat. Let's discuss with CNN White House reporter Kate Bennett. Kate, great to see you. Let's start with the important stuff, the fashion. Tell me about the First Lady's dress.
So last night, I thought she would wear a French designer, and she actually ended up doing so. She wore Chanel Haute Couture. This is, a dress that maybe from the photographs didn't quite come through as much as it does in person. It's hand beaded, it's hand painted underneath there. The bottom part is sheer with just some beading. There's actually a pocket, almost like a sweatshirt pouch pocket right there in the middle. It's really, the details are very, very stunning, and I'm sure in person it just sort of sparkled and glittered. But she looked great. She paid homage to the iconic French fashion house of Chanel.
Okay, let's talk about what was very attention-grabbing earlier in the day, her lid, and that is the hat. What do we know? What's the backstory of the hat?
So interestingly, the backstory is it was custom made by her personal stylist, Hervé Pierre, who's also a designer. So must have been in the works for some time if it was designed and then made. I think the hat looked great, but I think it was more about understanding what the hat did. As soon as she put it on, I don't recall what the president said. I don't know if others did. My phone blew up, and the hat. And I think it was a very important moment for Melania Trump, and I don't think she was oblivious to knowing this attention grabber would steal the spotlight.
But when you say it's an important moment for her, meaning what? When you put on the hat, you have magical powers?
No, I think she knew that wearing a hat like that would mean all eyes would be on her. And I think it was, she's maybe looking forward to her legacy. She's maybe looking forward to saying, here's a statement. With Melania Trump, she doesn't often have the chance to speak, and she hasn't given a lot of speeches. We don't hear from her. And when she does, her news is sort of swallowed up by the oxygen in the room, usually going out to something in the news about the West Wing. So I think wearing this hat and sort of capturing that attention and forcing it on her says a lot about where she is right now as a First Lady, wanting to be seen, wanting to be taken seriously, all of those things. I think, again, her nonverbal cues are sometimes just as compelling and mysterious as when she speaks.
Well, we don't hear her speak that much. To be frank, this was a really prominent week for her, from Barbara Bush's funeral to this state dinner, but we don't hear her speak. So, I like what you're saying. Her nonverbal cues speak volumes, because that's basically all we have. But social media blew up, as you know, about the hat, and they had some comparisons to Beyonce and Olivia Pope in Scandal. What do you see here? Do you think these were the inspiration?
Listen, I think hats are having a moment. I think part of that is due to Beyonce and Reformation and that whole thing. And, if it's an homage to them, I'm not sure. She sort of marches to the beat of her own fashion drum and very much makes her own decisions. Listen, she also was wearing Michael Kors. Michael Kors was an ardent Hillary Clinton supporter and fundraiser, a designer who shouts out to every celebrity who ever wears his stuff on his Twitter and Instagram, and never gives a nod to the First Lady when she wears his clothes. So certainly this isn't about, being friendly to a designer or wanting to look like something on the runway. This was purely about Melania Trump's decision to wear what she wants to wear.
Well, there was one more comparison, and that was to Jude Law. And I just want to pull up that picture, because it was the Pope, not Olivia Pope, the young Pope. So there you go. There is your shot of the morning. Kate.